Okay, look at that. And then look at that. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome or welcome back to my YouTube channel, which is all about educational beauty. Today's video is all about how to contour with powder. It's a question you guys have been asking a lot, I've noticed on comments, and I thought, let me do a video about it to answer your question. Now, it's all about how to contour with powder, and it's perfect for beginners. So if you do like this video, please do give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit that bell button so that you never miss any of my future videos. And I'm over on Instagram too, where I do kind of reels, fun stuff, unboxing, so you can head over there too. But before you do, let's head straight into this video. So I have my foundation on, it's all set, brows are done, and that's about it. Oh yeah, and my lips. But I haven't done any contouring. No concealer contouring, no cream contouring, no powder contouring, nothing. So I really wanted to kind of show you, because a lot of people don't necessarily like using concealer or cream contours because maybe you just find it's a bit fussy, you feel like you're just not getting it, it's too technical for you, or you can't blend like in the way that you want to blend, or maybe you just don't have the time. So I really wanted to show you how you can do it with powder so that you don't have to, you can still get a really nice finish. Like, you don't have to worry about cream contouring, concealer contouring. So this is for all of you guys who just want to know how to do it with powder, because it's just going to make it easy for you. Now, what you want to get hold of is either a contour powder or a bronzer. Now, I know I see a lot of this stuff online about contour powder versus bronzer powder. Honestly, I don't really care. Like, at the end of the day, it's a powder or it's a cream. All it is a different shade. Some may be slightly different undertone, and bronzing shades are more kind of like sun-kissed. It really just is about what you prefer. Like, at the end of the day, who says that they have to be used in completely different ways? And that really frustrates me when people think that, you know, you can only use a bronzing powder for this. Or sometimes, you know, I'll hear people say, yeah, but bronzing powder is supposed to be used in this way, especially if it's a makeup artist. Like, if all people, makeup artists should know, and majority of the people I've spoken to who are makeup artists know, you know, you're very creative, it's very out of the box, it's not, there are no rules. It doesn't mean that you have to do what the label says you have to do. So, you know, I just want you, again, if you're on this channel, if you're watching my videos, you clearly know that I love using things for all different types of things. Like, I don't necessarily use things for what it says on the label that it has to be used for. I don't care about contouring powders, I don't care about bronzing powders. Get whatever you want. If you found a contour powder that is the perfect color for you, great, use that. If you found a bronzing shade, like a bronzer powder that is like complements your skin really well and it's darker, then use that, you know? So I'm gonna be using my Fenty Beauty Sunstalker powder in Island Ting. It's a really nice kind of like deep brownish shade, and it gives me it just complements my skin tone, and I've not found a single contour powder that actually looks good on my skin tone. It's just too grey. And I recently heard of someone saying that they're grey because they basically, that's the color of shadows. If you want to be able to get a nice sun-kissed finish at the same time as creating shadow, because ultimately anything dark is going to create shadow. It doesn't mean only grey tones create shadow. It doesn't mean that's going to look the most realistic because it's grey in it, that's the colour of a shadow, you know? It doesn't mean that. You can still get a nice warm finish at the same time as creating shadows. And for me, I'd rather get, you know, tick as many boxes as I can using one product. Why not? So anyway, use a contour powder if you want, use a bronzer if you want, up to you. I'm going to be using a bronzer because it works really well and I love it. So like I said, Fenty Beauty Sunstalker in Island Ting. And I'm going to be using my Hourglass Veil brush, and there's two parts to this brush. There's a big part, and then there's a smaller part, which is a little bit more precise. So I'm going to be using this side. What we're going to be doing is we are going to be applying the powder to the brush, and then we're going to be starting along the perimeter of the face first. So I know where I want to create that shadow. I know where I want to kind of sculpt, right? So when I'm contouring on myself, especially if it's only powder contouring, I'm not sitting here thinking, you know, you need to think about where the shadows naturally hit. I'm thinking about the areas that I want to disguise, because sculpting is something where you can really kind of sculpt your face and just give it more of a three-dimensional look after, especially when you've got foundation on. Like now, everything's very flat. There's not much dimension to my face. So that's what I want to do. I want to bring back some dimension. I want to you know, sculpt, contour certain areas so that they don't look so flat or so big. Maybe I want to add definition as well to certain places. So when you're thinking of contouring, don't just automatically associate it to shadows. Think about sculpting, think about like disguising areas or enhancing areas. So what I'm going to be doing is applying this along the perimeter. Now the areas of the perimeter of the face that I want to really use this on is kind of like here, because I like to warm up these sections here, right? I like to warm them up because I like that look, and plus it just makes my forehead look a little bit smaller. So I'm going to be applying it here and here first, and this is where you'll see a little bit of warmth come through. And I'm just going to do it on one side first so you can really see. I'm taking it into the hairline. You've got to remember it's got to go into the hairline. If it doesn't, you're going to leave a gap and that's just going to look weird. Now I think that's more or less enough. Can you see how that's flat there and that's got some kind of like warmth there? It's a bit of shadow as well, and it's kind of like it just brings it all in. You'll see the finished result when everything is done, but at the moment I just want to do one side to show you. Now, okay, next up in terms of the perimeter of the face, I'm going to be doing the jawline here. I'm going to be going underneath the jawline, so just along here, underneath, just taking it there, and this really kind of like helps to define the area. Now next up, I'm going to be taking it just up here, just almost like, it's like just like an L shape, so but back to front. That is everywhere along the perimeter of the face, so you can already see that's very flat there, and we've already got some dimension there. Okay, so next up I'm going to be going here. So what I do is I usually go from the top part of the ear and I drag it in, and I drag it in as if I'm going towards the nose a little bit, but I'm not taking it all the way across. So I'm just kind of like, you'll see this is slowly going to start to kind of, you'll see my cheekbones kind of start to pop. Can you see how that is already, see how that's really giving me kind of definition there? Okay, look at that. And then look at that. Do you see what I mean? And even from the front, you can see there's just so much more kind of dimension here now. So we've got a little bit of warmth here. We've got it along the cheekbone area. It just really enhances the cheekbones, and then also along the jawline here, and just going up here to kind of square off that jaw. So really, I'm really glad that you can kind of see on both sides the difference, but honestly, it's as easy as that. Now let's just say you don't really want it on the forehead. Don't put it on the forehead then, if that's the case, or go a lot lighter than what I've done. Now, it really is down to what you feel is how much you need, or how much you feel is right for the kind of look that you've done. So you might want to go exactly as I've gone, but just go a little bit lighter on your application and not apply as much, or you might want to leave out certain sections. So it really is up to you about what you think suits you better. So you don't have to do the jawline at all, you can leave that out as well. You could just do the cheekbone area and that's enough. I always find that when you're doing this, you don't need as much blush after, because as soon as you apply blush, it adds a little bit of color, but you've kind of got that definition there already anyway. So, okay, let's move across to the other side, same thing. Okay, next up, we're gonna do this section here. Okay, so you can see how that's really kind of sculpted my face. I've got that really nice contour, and I didn't even do any kind of cream contouring. Now we're going to move on to the nose. I'm going to be using a different shade of the Sunstalker bronzer. I'm using Shady Biz and my Fenty Beauty 200 brush. So Shady Biz is a really nice shade for me because I feel like it's not overly kind of orange, and it is kind of almost like a muted brown. I quite like it, and it's not obvious. So on my skin anyway, it's kind of very close to my skin color actually. So I would say, yeah, that's pretty close to my skin color, so it isn't too obvious when it comes to nose contouring. Now what I'm doing is I'm getting the tip and I'm kind of really buffing it in to the powder here, and what I'm going to be doing is using this on my tip first. We're going to go ahead and I'm going to create, and again, I've done no contouring on my nose whatsoever, I'm going to create a V shape. So what I'm going to do is create a V shape and then another one on top. So slightly like, I wouldn't say it is a diamond shape, but you'll see as we go along. I like to just break it up a little bit for you guys. So I like to make the, that did not come out right. I don't know how many videos you have of me guys, of me like literally like words just coming out that don't make sense, but you know, maybe I could do a compilation of that. No, actually let's not, because it's just embarrassing. So I'm going to do a V shape on the tip of my nose because I like my nose to be a little bit kind of smaller, especially on the tip, because I feel like I have a very slight bulbous nose. So what I'm going to do is just create a V shape here. See that V shape there that I've done? And I'm not doing it too low, as in too close to my nostrils. It's a little bit higher. Now what we're going to do is do kind of a V shape, but we're not, you know, here you can see it's actual V shape. It's like it's meeting here, right? At the top, it's not going to meet here. It's just kind of like, it's not going to meet at the top the way it does at the bottom. There you go. And then we're going to take it along the bridge, the side of the bridge of the nose. Same on this side. Now here, I like to just cut it off here. That's just a personal preference that I have. Just a little bit, not really obvious. Then what I do is I get my Real Technique setting brush and my Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Airbrush powder. And oh, it's Airbrush Flawless Finish powder. I always say it wrong. In medium. I only get a little bit of the powder on the brush, not a lot. And I'm just going to kind of go over the nose, and this kind of like diffuses it all so it doesn't look so obvious. I really hate it when you can see lines on someone's face. Then what I'm doing is grabbing a highlight. I'm going to get my Tom Ford Skin Illuminating Powder in Mood Light. And grab any brush. This is just, I don't even know what this brush is. And I'm going to go along the tip here. And just the bridge there. And that's literally all I do to my nose. So, okay, as you can see, we've contoured with the powder, and I really wanted to show you that it really is easy. And you don't, if you see all these videos of like cream contour and concealer, and I know I do at them a lot, because, you know, there'll be people out there who love that and who it does appeal to and who want to learn how to do that. But this is great for you guys who don't want to know how to do that, because maybe it's just not for you. But also for the ones who do know how to do that, and maybe there's some days where you just don't have the time for that. So this is a much quicker way of contouring. So I really do hope that you've enjoyed this, and if you have any questions about anything that I've shown you today, then please do let me know in the comments box below. And honestly, I hope this has made your whole kind of like routine much easier, and I hope that this really does also appeal to the people who maybe want to sculpt, or want to contour, or find that it's too complicated, and now you can do it. And this is my main message, is that don't get so confused and stressed out about contouring. Honestly, it really isn't as stressful as it may sound to you. If you feel that a color complements your skin, then that's fine. As long as it's dark enough, it has to be dark enough in order to make a difference, because if it's the same color as your skin, then as you've seen, I've managed to do that with the powder that I used on my nose, but actually the color is just a little bit darker than my skin. You know, just a tiny bit. And I was lucky enough to find that. But for the rest of the face, honestly, if you can get something which is just a little bit darker, then you'll be able to work with that, and that will be able to do it for you. So forget about what it's called. Just go for the colors that you feel that really suit or complement your skin tone, and try contouring with that, as long as it is a little bit darker than your skin tone. I really do hope you've enjoyed this video today. But very quickly, I do want to just talk to you about Skillshare. It's an online learning community where it has thousands of classes that are new every week. You have premium classes which are launched every week. And it's something that I recently joined a little while ago. And I actually joined it because I saw that there were so many different available classes. I initially thought it's probably just for one kind of like category, but there's absolutely everything on there. I joined it to help me with my YouTube, to help me with almost a little bit of everything, a bit of confidence, like, you know, help me to deliver better content for you guys too. I felt like I really got a lot from it, actually way more than I initially went in for, because I feel like once I clicked on one video, I kind of ended up finding loads of other videos that really kind of helped me. So I feel like there are loads of videos within the Skillshare community that can help you. But I wanted to talk to you about a video that I watched, which I absolutely loved. It's by Lily Singh, and it's video storytelling on YouTube and beyond. And it gave me so much confidence and just kind of almost like reignited that creativity in me, which sometimes I feel like you need a little bit of push, or you need a little bit of kind of inspiration. And I found her video so inspiring because it really resonated with me. And I feel like if you want to learn a new skill, or maybe you've decided that you want to try something new, I feel like this is the place to go. I am just recommending it because I think you guys are going to love it as well. What I do love about this is there's no like ads or anything, so it's ad free. You can just focus on your creativity, get in that zone. If you're creative like me, then you know, I totally get it. You need to like be in that zone. This community is something where You will develop new skills, whether you're a freelancer, whether you're an entrepreneur. So I really wanted to give you something special because I love the community so much, and I really do think you guys are going to too. So the first 1,000 people to click on the link in the description below are going to be getting a free month trial on Skillshare. So I hope you do enjoy it. Now, if you did like this video, please do give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my video and hit that bell button so that you never miss any of my future videos. Until the next video, take care and I'll see you soon.